Let's do this thing. Are you ready?
Yes.
Am I ready?
I don't know.
Let's go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Zelda Cast here on ZeldaDungeon.net. My name is Andy Spiteri, and I'm joined by Allison Aletha. What's up, Al? How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired. I just drove 4 hours to be here. I'm looking a little bit like a hobo. It's great.
We appreciate your commitment to recording on time.
Yeah, I know that you and I, we sometimes we flex our time just in case something is happening in our lives on the day. But I've been gone all weekend, so I was just like, God, I have so much to do this afternoon. I don't want to push the episode, so I'm like, I'm gonna get up at 5 and I'm gonna push through and drive straight home. And
Oh my
I didn't even stop
god.
for any bathroom breaks. I had to stop for gas
Five.
and coffee. Yeah, I know it was like a work day for me. It sucked.
That is awful.
Yeah.
Maybe though, to rejuvenate your spirits, you could tell us why you were driving for 4 hours across the continent to make it here to the show. Al,
How big do you think this continent is?
just go with it, okay?
I drove to another state. So, last year, the creator of Stardew Valley basically created a whole symphony show for his game and his soundtrack, and it's called Symphony of Seasons, which makes a lot of sense because the game is based on seasons,
Yeah.
obviously. And last year I went, and it was cute. It was at a small little theater, very small little orchestra, and it was a bunch of fans, people dressed up. It was cute. It was quaint. It was cozy. And then they announced a new tour for this year, and they're like, by the way, we've enhanced the show. And I was like, well, I have to go see it if there's going to be different stuff. So I go, and they have they go in a totally different venue, downtown, nice Portland downtown area, and big theaters. It fits like 2,700 people. It was full, completely booked. Um, a little bit. I think it was about the same size orchestra, but they have like visuals like they do with did with Symphony of the Goddesses. But the creator like worked with people to not just have game visuals, but he like had animation visuals.
Ooh.
And like if you're watching a lo-fi video, like Lo-Fi Girl, and there's like that screen of her like writing, and there's
It's not
stuff happening in the
static, but
background.
like it's static
Yeah,
enough. Yeah.
yeah, so there was a bunch of those type of screens. The music was enhanced, like not just, playing the bop from the game, but like orchestra, more sounds, more like sections, more instruments. So it was just like so much more enhanced, so much more updated. It was so like charming and sweet and fun. I was smiling like the whole time. The audience was a little bit more like they I guess reacted a little bit more based on what was being shown on the screen. So funny stuff made us all laugh. Sweet stuff made us all go like, "Aw!" Like some people saw their favorite characters and people were cheering. It was just so much fun compared to like yes, last year it was great, but like it was just such a much more enhanced experience. And then of course, Concerned Ape, he was there. I think he lives in Seattle, so he's been coming to the shows that are close by. I don't know if he's going to all the shows, but he announced that he's going to do another whole update to Stardew Valley, which is insane. This game is almost 10 years old, and he's still putting out new content for it. He doesn't know when, but he knows that he's doing it. And then he was also saying that this show particularly is doing 130 like shows, like 130 across US, Mexico, Canada, Europe, Asia, Australia. Insane. Like I don't think Symphony of the Goddesses did that much in a year or in a tour.
I think they
Maybe.
were very selective with their dates. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and the fact that like 2,700 plus people were just at this one show alone, like he came out and he was kind of flabbergasted. He was like, this is the most like Stardew people I've ever seen in one like sitting. And
Where
so
was this, Al?
this was in Portland, Oregon. So, pretty big like
Yeah.
concert hall
Yeah.
and city shows and stuff like that. So it was just incredible. It was such a fun experience. It's so sweet and charming. If you have a chance to go, I'm looking at some of the shows, and there's still stuff that you could get tickets for, like Toronto, Vancouver. If you're up in the Canada area, a bunch of stuff like Oakland, California is still open. And they're going on for a while. And I 100% think you should go if you're interested, if you love Stardew Valley. It is so fun. And yeah. Oh, there was like this QR code at the beginning to vote for your favorite character, and so we all got to vote for who our favorite character was, and Krobus won. for our group, so that was really, really fun. I voted for Krobus, and yeah, it was just such a fun time, and it was worth driving 4 hours there and 4 hours back.
Nice. Well, I'm glad. That sounds like it was a lot of fun. I know, like, I loved the Symphony of the Goddess shows when when they did them. You know what I've been seeing a lot of lately, Al, is those like candlelight concerts that
Yeah.
have like there's some for like Final Fantasy and stuff like that. I've been kind of interested in those. Actually, ironically, like a week after we get back from our trip, there's one for Lincoln Park, which I was just like, Sam was
Oh,
like,
wild.
should we go? And well, what we were talking about earlier is going to prevent us from that, but
Oh,
maybe next time. Yeah.
yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I'd seen that Yakima, which is about an hour and a half from me, does a couple of the Zelda ones, so I just
Hmm.
haven't had time to go. But this concert made me really miss Symphony of the Goddesses. I wish they would bring it
Oh,
back. Like,
yeah.
people enjoyed that so much. Like, where'd you go? Why are we not doing this anymore?
Oh, just such a great like concept and idea. Like honestly, like video games live back in the day too was so awesome. I have very fond memories of going to that. So I hope that they do bring something like that back. Like, can you imagine like Nintendo Music Live? Like that would be
That would be
unbelievable.
so fun.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
It's tough, I think, to get the licenses for like if Nintendo's going to do that, they're going to do it
Hmm.
themselves, which is probably why it hasn't happened. But yeah, that would be amazing. And Stardew sounds like a really fun time. And I think we had other people say that they were going to future shows, right?
I
So
did
there
see
you
some
go.
people like Wes and Nicole were saying they're gonna go, and yeah, I mean, I would encourage so many other people to try and go. And if they continue to do this like next year, I'll go again because it was just that much of it
Yeah.
was a fun experience.
I want you to show Stardew Valley to Sam. I think that she'd be into that game.
Yes, it's so fun.
She
It's
needs a
so
new game
cute and
after Dr.
cozy.
Mario.
It was really funny. The conductor, he like kind of guides through the story of Stardew and the seasons and stuff. And at the end, he was like, "How many people have reached perfection?" Which is 100%. And it was cute because the cello player next to him like raised his hand like very slowly. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you." And then he turns around and like a flautist behind him like is raising their hand too. So it's like these older like they're maybe in their 50s, 60s who are
Yeah.
perfecting this game. This game's for everybody. It was great.
Um, well, I'm glad that you had fun. And yeah, man, let's all pray for the return of Symphony of the Goddess. I would
Yeah,
love to go to
seriously.
that again.
Me
All
too.
right, we got a lot on the docket today. We're gonna be so last week we talked about a feature. Zelda Dungeon put out their top 25 favorite Switch games of all time. So we're gonna be reviewing that list. This is going to be like think of it as a similar type of show that we do to when we release the best Zelda ever list, and we just kind of review them and give our thoughts and everything like that. And we're going to go over all of these different games, talk about if we think it's too high, too low, just right, if there's exclusions, if there is whatever. We're just going to go over the list and we're going to debate and we're going to talk and we're going to put a bow on the Switch One because this could be the last Switch One focus episode that we do for the foreseeable future. So we're going to do that, but I do have a lot of things to just quickly start the show off with here. And actually, I wanted to start off by shouting out a couple of people here, Al. I want to shout out our producer, Cal. This guy has been editing for the last couple weeks for me, and this has been so just like awesome to have a couple hours of free time, and I really appreciate it. So I wanted to say on air, on show, Cal, you're doing God's work. I love you, buddy. Thank you for doing that for us, and I think like I think the production has probably been better. So so there
We
you
love
go.
Cal. Cal is so great. Thank you so much.
We do love Cal. I want to shout out. Actually, I'm going to save this for a quick sec. I'll shout out Nicole, who you just mentioned. Actually, I was joking around in the break room, and they were making like those Taylor Swift bead bracelets, and I
Yeah,
was like, "Can we get one that
I
says
saw
Go to
this.
Hell, Corey?" And within like 24 hours, there is a Go to Hell, Corey bead bracelet. So yeah, that's just doesn't get better than that, does it?
Oh my God, that's so goofy. I was so busy and then I still checked in and I saw that yesterday. Amazing.
10 out of 10
Amazing. I
kind of
love it.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right, and the last person that I want to shout out, and we'll use this as a segue, is our man Charles Xavier, who is a longtime writer for Zelda Dungeon. He was one of my earliest hires when I was editor in chief, and he had been on the forums and stuff like that before my time. And so we have some spirited debates, in the break room and in the Zelda Cast Discord channel about like Zelda lore, and like I think like I frustrate people that really are into lore, and people that are really into lore frustrate me, because like I'm very just like, we can make it work, we just have to find a reason, and those guys are like, no, like this is set in stone, it cannot be, this cool story thing cannot be done because of this line in this game. So I'm just like, ugh, but we were talking about our Hyrule Historia episode that we did last week, and Charles actually volunteered to help us out with getting some of the lore together. So we have the next Hyrule Historia episode like ready to go, and it's going to be really fun. And Charles, he takes this very seriously, and I love him for it. So yeah, the Hyrule Historia I think seemed to be a hit. What did you think?
I think it went really well, and people were really excited that we were. It's kind of funny that we were just like finally talking about lore after 300, almost 400 episodes.
Well, it's not like we don't talk about lore.
Yeah, but we've never had like a specific like let's dig into this, let's talk about this episode, and so it's kind of fun that we can like. And maybe I should state, like, we usually talk about lore and stuff when it's topical, Like,
yeah, or like there are occasions when we'll talk about like certain events and stuff like that, and like we do get into lore as it pertains to other things. But I guess you're right. Like we don't have like a.
We haven't like taken a break and been like, let's go back to the original texts,
The book of Hylia, chapter 23. Actually, this cannot be done because it says here that the secret stones were only crafted. Like, So,
oh no! How dare somebody take canonical information and prove you wrong with it?
It's not even just proving wrong. I think that there is a box that maybe lore can trap you in, and I think that there is a way that you can do a lot of things while still respecting lore, right? Like, and so, anyways, like I thought a lot of people really enjoyed the Imprisoning War episode. I thought that was we got a lot of engagement on that show, and so yeah, we have a few more ideas, and Charles is gonna help us kind of pump those out, and I don't think we should even wait that long until the second one. Like it was a pretty big hit, I would say, and so we've got the second one ready to go. There really isn't anything going on in the world of Zelda right now, so I mean, why wait? So that'll be coming soon enough, So we'll have to see what comes of that. Do you want me to give everybody a spoiler about what the next topic is going to be about?
Let's do it. I mean, sure, why not?
Okay, the next Hyrule Historia episode, which let's give it like a 4 to 6 week deliverable date here, okay? So sometime within the next 4 to 6 weeks, we are going to be talking about the mystery of Termina.
Oh, I love it. I love this because for the longest time, people were like speculating all these things, and we technically do have an answer, but like, do you agree with that answer? Would you rather it be something different? What could Nintendo do differently that you're saying like we could make it happen if they just did this or this or this, in your way? So yeah, that's going to be a really fun topic.
Yeah. I have a lot of thoughts actually about Termina, and what Nintendo chose to publish. So we will save that for the next Hyrule Historia episode, which is coming not in the not too distant future. Just a couple of quick, like, stray things here, Al.
Okay.
I started watching The Last of Us, episode 2, as we said. No, I will not say any context. Season 2, episode 2. Yes, excuse me.
Yes.
So I actually like Gooey got the show for me, and I was like, God bless this man. Nice. And so I started watching it, and he got the show, but the quality of what he got wasn't like spectacular. So I actually ended up getting Crave last night, which is like the Canada version of like HBO Max, which is like crazy expensive, by the way, per month. It's like $30, okay? But I got it, and I was watching episode 2, and like, oh man, I can't wait. Coming to a virtual theater episode near you soon. Let's just say that.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, I'm eager to see how you feel, and I was eager to see how Catherine felt, because you guys haven't played the second game. She hasn't played any of the games, but you haven't played the second game. Is that right?
No. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was more eager to hear how you guys felt about it and how it was delivered versus like Josh and I who have played those games and how we felt about how season 2 was delivered. So it's definitely a fun way to get different perspectives on it.
Yeah. So we'll report back when it's all said and done. But yeah, I don't know. I know you're a Last of Us fan. I don't even know if you're a Last of Us fan, but I know that you're a Pedro fan. So I thought I
I've
had to
been a
tell you.
Last of Us fan. I played it back when it came out in like 2012, 2013, and so and like it broke my heart, ripped me to pieces, and so I
Yeah.
was really excited to see they were doing a show of it. So I'm a big fan of both the show and Pedro. So yes.
There you go. Okay. Last thing I will just say is happy Silksong week to everybody that
Yes.
celebrates. This game,
Celebrates.
this game is awesome. This is like wow, like what? This is such a great sequel so far. It's familiar, but very different. There's a lot of mechanics that are different. The world is familiar yet different. This is like when I was playing this actually, and I couldn't help it. I'm thinking of Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom because
Mhm.
it was a very similar kind of like weight almost where you're not really hearing a lot about this game for a long time. You know it's being worked on, and like granted, like the world is completely different, so it gives it a bit of an edge. But I don't know. I was playing it last night, and I was just struck how like great this game actually is. We're going to be talking about it a lot on the Omega Metroid podcast. We talked a lot about Hollow Knight last week and tomorrow. Yeah, just yeah, it feels real. It feels real nice to have Silksong finally out. Like just the same kind of feeling I feel like as when like Tears of the Kingdom finally came out or Breath of the Wild finally came out. You know, like a
Mhm.
game that you've been waiting for so long that you're actually controlling it. It just feels like surreal. So yeah, hey, love to talk Hollow Knight with anybody in the Omega Metroid Discord or in the Zelda Cast Discord. Let us know. But I'm playing it. This game is hard, but it is really fun.
Nice. I'm so happy for you guys. I haven't played either, and I don't know if I'm too interested in either, but I have friends and family that are really loving it so far. So, yeah.
I don't know if this is your type of game, Al, and I don't mean that dismissively. Just like I don't know if
You
you're.
just know what I like to play, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. This
that's
is a
okay.
game where you die a lot.
No, I
Um,
ain't. I'm not into that.
and it's an unforgiving die a lot too.
Is
Like
there an easy mode?
no, no,
Then yeah, no, I don't like to suffer.
yeah.
Get good. I don't care. I don't want to get
I
good.
can't say that I think you suffer. Like I think that there's a big degree of difference between this game and like a Bloodborne or even an Elden Ring, but like
Hmm.
it's not like that dissimilar either. You know.
Gotcha. Hmm.
So yeah. Okay. Okay. One last thing, and then I promise we're gonna get down to business here. There is a. I thought it was actually supposed to be monthly, but this is like a summer recap. It's a very cool article. It's written by our pal Kat Vidam over on ZeldaDungeon.net. In case you missed it, and it basically just has all of the Zelda news for the last 2 months over on the. Over on this one post. So if you missed anything over this summer, you were on vacation, you were fishing, you were playing. I don't even know. Did any big games come out this summer? I can't even think of any that did. Anyways, whatever
Donkey
you were
Kong,
doing, Donkey Kong. Yeah,
Mario Kart World.
you were getting bananas. I guess that did come out in June, right?
Yeah.
Seems like the Switch
Well,
2's been out forever.
Mario Kart World came out in June. Donkey Kong came out
In
in July.
July, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Either way, so if you're like me and you don't remember time, space, anything like that, this article is for you. It has all of the latest Zelda news. It has all of the latest Nintendo news, fan projects. It's even got some Zelda Cast stuff on there as well. So
Oh, fun.
yeah, cool stuff. Go check it out. And of course, one of the articles that is linked in there is what we are here to talk about today, Al. The
Yes.
top 25 favorite Nintendo published Switch games. So that is a
Mhm.
very particular criteria.
Yes.
You know what though? Like when we were doing our list, like I don't even know, like a couple months ago, I would say 90% of our like list was Nintendo published games anyways, because like I mean I think you buy a Nintendo console for Nintendo games, generally speaking, right? So like
Well, yeah, yeah.
I think like excluding the third party published games like a Stardew Valley or a Skyrim or like a Hades or a Hollow Knight, it like makes sense for this because like it's just kind of like a retrospective on Nintendo and what that was, what the best games that Nintendo put out were. So here we go. Top 25 games.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Yep.
Okay. At number 25, we have the 2018 title Octopath Traveler, which is kind of an interesting title because it was a Square Enix game, and it was really the first of those HD 2D games that I remember. So I immediately remember thinking, like, this looks striking, and very, very just visually unbelievable. And but Nintendo did publish it. And I think that this is probably about the right spot for Octopath Traveler. I played it. It's a really, really great RPG. And so the crux of the game is, like, you have these 8 individual characters, and they all have their 8 individual storylines. But you can get other characters and, like, bring them over to the other storylines, but without any kind of direct, like, story tie-in. They're just kind of there as support. So I think that in that way, it felt a little bit, like, too disconnected for me, and I think that they've worked on that a bit in the sequel, which I haven't played yet, but I do think that it was a really fun game, really cool concept, really beautiful looking game that obviously the legacy of these 2D HD games is still going quite strong today. So I think 25 is like a fine spot for it.
I agree. And I mean, it might be, I'm not going to say, like, when we go through this list where it would be on my list. It's just, like, if I think personally any of these should be higher or lower. And since I haven't played a few of the games on this list, I would put this one a little bit higher, obviously. But I agree with you where it's, like, it's more, like, really cool that it's on this list versus, like, it should be super high on this list. It's a fun game. It's a fun concept. I love that they've continued with this, like, genre that they've been working on, Square Enix. And I have to say, like, Triangle Strategy didn't really hit it for me. And I still need to play Octopath Traveler 2, but I did still really, really enjoy this one. And some of the character stories. The music was fantastic. The art style is fantastic. So it's cool that it's on this list, to be honest.
Yeah, you know what? I'd probably say I might have enjoyed Triangle Strategy just a touch more, but not like that much more. That game did kind of irk me though, playing it with the story, because I hate when you're playing a game and, like, there's, like, a true ending that you get, but, like, if you have to do, like, these certain things in the story that you don't know about at the time to get it, you know what I mean? That always irks me. So
yeah.
All right, number 24, Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think this is low.
I think this is very low. I'd put this much higher, and I probably have it, like, really high on my own list.
Yeah, like, I can't say it'd be a top 10 game for me, but, like, I mean, like, I don't know if we're giving this game its due here. Like, it really kind of introduced, it was the first Pokemon game to really introduce, like, the wild area, like the open realm area with, like, free floating Pokemon that were out. I think, like, I thought, like, for what it was, like, the storyline was, like, fine. I thought that there were some pretty cool new Pokemon. Like, I thought the starters were all pretty strong. Maybe not like any, like, sometimes you see a starter like a Greninja or something like that, and you're just like, oh, okay, this is absolutely awesome. Maybe not any, like, absolutely awesome starters, but, like, pretty good.
I mean, I love the starters from this. Like,
yeah.
I love these games so much. I know that they got a lot of flack when they came out, and maybe after too. But like you said, they kind of, like, started this reign of open run, like, free, like, open world, free roam Pokemon hunting. And I love that they kind of tested the waters with these limited areas before just, like, giving us free reign. Yeah. I think I love all the starters. This is probably one of my favorite gens. I love the music. I love the region. I really like the story. I could do without Hop a little bit.
Oh my god, I forgot about Hop Al. Jesus. That guy. Oh.
And like, it has really good DLC. It's such a fun, wholesome time. I played this game all the way through twice because that's how much I enjoyed it. And then I was able to collect all the Pokemon, and I was playing with Nico and KB, and they were able to trade me some stuff, and it was just, like, such a blast. And I miss it sometimes because I play Scarlet and Violet, and they're fun, but I loved Sword and Shield so much more.
Yeah, I am surprised that it is a little bit lower. Like I wouldn't say it's the best Pokemon game on the Switch, but
No.
I thought it would be ranked above Scarlet and Violet, which I haven't played, to be fair, but and I think we'll get there. So maybe we'll just table this conversation until we do.
Okay.
Okay, 23. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. So this is like a weird one because this is obviously like a GameCube game, which I always feel like a little bit like I feel like a little bit tough like ranking remakes and stuff like that because like obviously like we're gonna come across like Skyward Sword, we're gonna come across Metroid Prime, which are like literally some of my favorite games of all time. But like, do I think of those games when I think of the Nintendo Switch? No,
Not
I
really.
don't.
Yeah.
Like those are GameCube games or those are Wii games to me. And I kind of feel the same way about this one where it's like cheating a little bit. So I think that this is like a fine spot for it. I like unless like a game has like such a big mix or like reimagination or something like that, like I kind of typically exclude remakes from my own lists.
Um, I think I do too. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. If I did include anything from on my list that we talked
Skyrim.
about a few months ago.
Skyrim
Did
was
I?
your first game that you said.
I can't. How do you remember this stuff? I don't even remember what
I remember
did
thinking
yesterday
Skyrim was
morning.
particularly egregious. If you can't, I can't remember anything else that you said, to be honest. Like I know the games that you like, but I was like Skyrim. Well, okay, fine.
I don't know. Probably because at the time I was just like hecka into Skyrim. So I mean, I whatever. Anyways, I didn't play this game, so I can't really speak to it to be honest.
I mean, it's a really fun Paper Mario game. Like
Mhm.
it's actually the best one. Like I would say, not that I've played all of them, but like this is like kind of what I want Paper Mario to be, like the RPG experience rather than the kind of like, is it an RPG? Is it an action platformer? We don't know quite what it is, and like the combat system has a different gimmick every game in Paper Mario today.
Mhm.
Um, I I don't know. I kind of skimmed this list. I don't know if we're gonna see the Origami King on this list, which is the other Paper Mario game that they released on the Switch, which looked really fun. But I think that just kind of tells you like people just want RPG Paper Mario, and I don't know why Nintendo was so just like steadfast they will not deliver that to us. You know, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either, though I've never put much thought into it to be honest.
Okay, we have a couple of games here in a row, which I think are like ranked criminally low here, Al. And we're gonna start off with Splatoon 2 at number
Mhm.
22. This game is like one of the it's one of the early Switch games, okay? But like I think this game actually like kind of has it all. It has like the amazing like vibe and energy of this first Splatoon with like the great music and characters and lingo and stuff. But like it's just like an airtight shooter. The mechanics are on point. The online infrastructure I remember was like quite for Nintendo in 2017 was worlds ahead of what the Wii U was able to do. And I think like the Octo expansion is just like that alone is like almost a top 10 Switch 2 game. Like I think Splatoon 2 would be knocking right at the door of my top 10, and you'll have to forgive me because I actually don't remember what my top 10 list was. But man, like Splatoon 2 would be like right there, if not in the number 10 spot. Like I think this
Mhm.
game was like really incredible for not even for the time. I think it's like still like really incredible actually. Like tons of different modes. I had lots of fun just doing the matchups and stuff like that. And again, like that Octo expansion, which is free by the way for anybody that has this game and has NSO, like that right there is alone is better than I think a lot of other games just by themselves.
Mhm. I want like I just skimmed through the list really quick. This is the only Splatoon game on the list because there's the first one, there's two and three. I thought there would be more. And maybe obviously it depends on the people, but I know there's like a lot of people in our staff that are like really into Splatoon. So I find it weird that it's so low, but also I find it weird that it's the only one on the list.
I mean, I think that kind of makes sense, like to me, anyways. Like, I don't think Splatoon 3 lit the world on fire.
Hmm.
I mean, and those are really just the only two games that released on the Switch. Like Splatoon 1, I think everybody forgets was stuck on the Wii U, but
Oh, I didn't remember that. Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Says a lot.
And to be fair, like Splatoon 2 is kind of like one of those games where it's like it's almost like the deluxe version of Splatoon 1, you know? It's
Gotcha.
not, but I don't know. I thought that this could have been ranked a lot higher than what it was. And I echo that same statement with number 21, Luigi's Mansion 3.
I
Like
know you're a big fan of this one. You've been
this
asking me to play it for a while.
this is outrageous. Like this is outrageously low. And granted, like yes, this is our Zelda Dungeon staff are putting together this list, and I think like it's probably fair to say everyone that works at Zelda Dungeon maybe is geared a certain way with some of the games that they like. But yeah, this one I was just like, man, this is if it's like the top three best looking games on the Switch. It's super fun. It runs phenomenally. It's just like a charming, fun game, and I don't know. I don't know what the disconnect there is, but maybe the length of the game, because it's not like the longest game in the world. I think it's about like 20 to 25 hours, and maybe that's kind of what dinged it down a little bit here. But yeah, I think this is like way, way too low.
When I saw this list, I knew that you were going to say that. Again, I haven't played this one, so I can't really speak to it. But yeah, I think this shows too, like just where some of our staff is, because it's based off our staff and not just like the
Yeah.
whole Nintendo community. So yeah, if you were making this list, probably would have boosted it up a little bit, because it's like your top three, isn't it?
I didn't have it in my top three. I did have it. Oh, was it top five? It lives for me somewhere in that 4 to 7 range, like depending on the
Hmm.
day. Which I've is a fantastic spot regardless.
Yes, yeah, that makes sense.
I do think that this is the most egregious one of the three that we just talked about, though, and that is Pikmin 4 at the number 20 spot. Again, like, yes, this is for, like, Zelda fans made this list, and I do think that Pikmin is like maybe a more, like, niche series, but this game, this was just, like, so fun. It was so polished. It was the best Pikmin experience, I think. It was very easy for newcomers, very like intricate for people that had played a lot of Pikmin over the years. Um, I think that I think that this game was just like absolutely phenomenal. Like this is one of this game I think was a top five for me on the
Mhm.
Switch. Yeah, like Pikmin, I feel like just went through like a huge renaissance in the last couple of years, and like Pikmin 4, I thought was just like phenomenal.
I want to say when it came out and the following months, like people were so excited for it to come out. People were so excited when they were playing it, and people were still talking about it months later. So when I have experienced that side of this, not playing it, but like what people have told me about it, this does seem like criminally low. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know what else to say, because again, I haven't experienced this, but just based on experiencing how my friends felt about it, like I'm just like, whoa, 20 out of 25, that's wild, you know?
you know what? I will say this too. So I was telling Allison before we started the show. Anybody that watches our stream on twitch.tv/the Zelda Cast, I got some bad news for the next probably 3 4 months. You will not see Lincoln Bark on stream because he is not going to be able to take stairs to come downstairs.
Mhm.
Um, and that is because he's getting knee surgery at like the end
Mhm.
of the month here, which really bites. And it's about a 3 month recovery, and this is the second knee surgery that he's had actually. The first knee surgery was as soon as I got off the plane. It was the next day after the Zelda Dungeon Marathon in 2023. He went under the
Mhm.
knife the next day, and I played a lot of Pikmin 4. Like we moved a mattress into our living room. We blocked it off for him, and so Sam and I would just hang out there, and I played a lot of Pikmin 4 while Link was just like recovering and like on the mend. And so I do have a little bit of like love for this game for that reason as well.
Mhm.
But it's just like an airtight game. Like it's so good.
Yeah, I actually forgot about I remembered you telling me that back in the day, but I forgot about that. So like Not only is it a fun game, but it has a nice soft memory for you. That's kind of cute.
It does. We'll see what the new game that I play
Oh.
for this time is. It
Oh
might be
no.
Cyberpunk. I don't know. Maybe it's finally time to go there. Okay. At number 19, I am curious about your thoughts on this, Al.
Okay, so number
Cadence of
19 is
Hyrule.
Cadence of Hyrule. I'm okay with where this is placed. I might I feel like based on some of the games, even though I hadn't played them, but based on like the experiences that I've heard of, that this is probably lower for me on this list. But it's still such a fun time. It was a total surprise to get this game. I think that people really enjoy it. I personally have no rhythm, so when I play it, I kind of struggle a little bit, but I find the story and the music a lot of fun. And I find the sprites very colorful and very fun too. So I'm personally okay with where this is placed. It would be pretty low on my list either way.
You know what? I might have it like a touch lower on my list. It would probably be in the top 25, but it might be like 25, 24, 23. But I mean, like, just for originality, for like what a fun concept it is, like for I like to think I have rhythm, so like I enjoy the combat like a lot, and I did all the DLC, and that was really fun. I appreciate that, being where it is, and I think obviously like any Zelda game is going to get a bonus on our list, but I thought that this might be like a little high for my taste, but. That could just be because we just talked about like 3 really good games that I thought maybe should have been higher on the list as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that makes sense actually.
Yeah. Okay, number 18, Super Mario Wonder.
This is another game. So like there's a few games here in the middle where I just haven't played them, but like when we get to the end of the list, I've played all those. So this is another game where I haven't played it, but it looks like so whimsical and fantastical and amazing. So I guess I would have to defer to you on like do you think it's a top 25 game? Would you put it kind of here, or would you move it up, down?
It's probably a top 25 game. I might have it a couple spots lower, or maybe actually I might just keep it again like kind of where it is, but just like move some of the games that are like behind it above it. I thought it was fun, like a good fun 2D Mario game. Probably the best 2D Mario game in I don't even know, like a long time. I have to say, like I really love Super Mario Bros on NES. I really like the 1, 2, and 3. I really love Super Mario World. I can't say I've really felt enamored with any 2D Marios since then. Like New Super Mario Bros for me never really stirred the drink. So this one was like a really fun 2D Mario, but yeah, I don't know. It was definitely fun. I enjoyed my time with it, but I think I just like kind of realized as well, like I would personally take like 3D Mario over 2D Mario. Like there's some games where I would take 2D over 3D, and I don't know that Mario is necessarily one of them. So it was good. Yeah, it was good. It's fine at 18. I might even have it a little bit lower on my list, but I think, and to be fair, I never played multiplayer on this game either. That might elevate it for a lot of people. So
The last 2D Mario game that I played was the Wii U one, and I played that with a friend while we were stationed together in the military. And like while it was fun to play with my friend, I've never been like a very strong Mario fan. I've always kind of been like, it's a Mario game, you know? So for me, I was like, that was fun. So when I saw Wonder, I was kind of like, I don't really know. I didn't like super enjoy Wii U, so I was like, I don't know if I would really enjoy Wonder.
yeah.
So that's kind of why I haven't like picked it up. And like I feel bad because some of these games like are really, I know they're really good games. They just haven't had the interest or the drive to play them. So yeah.
Okay.
The next one.
Number 17.
Gee, I wonder if Allison's played this one.
Metroid Prime Remastered. Has Allison played this game?
No.
Does Allison own this game?
No.
Really?
No, I own Dread.
Did
That's
I get
the problem?
Did I thought I got you Metroid Prime Remastered.
I don't think so.
Okay. I've gifted like 5 copies of this game to people, so like
Oh, I see
forgive
where
me.
your confusion is. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know what? I'm thinking of Adriel. When I went to New York, I bought her a copy for letting
Oh,
me
that's
stay at
so
her place.
fun. Gotcha. Okay.
Let me just say this, okay? So, Metroid Prime is one of the greatest games of all time. Full stop. Metroid Prime Remastered, I think, completely makes Metroid Prime the original obsolete. Okay?
Oh, okay.
It really does. Like, it looks better, it controls better. But I kind of struggle because I'm like, this isn't fair, you know, to a lot of the other games. It's kind of like if we were ranking the best 3DS games, like, is Ocarina of Time 3D, which I think is like the definitive way to play Ocarina of Time. Like, that doesn't seem fair to the rest of the games that were made for the 3DS. So I kind of have the same thing here. So I actually don't know where to place this. And granted, I think for a lot of people, this is probably their first time playing Metroid Prime. So, like, okay, but I really don't know, because, like, this is one of my most played Switch games, but it's a GameCube game.
I understand. I feel like this would someday I will get more into this series. I promise I will. And, like, Catherine has also been, like, demanding that I play Metroid Prime Remastered as well. I feel like this would be my first experience with Metroid Prime, not the original, but
Totally.
like on the Switch.
Yeah.
So it would feel like a Switch game for me. So I get that idea of putting it here on like a top 25, especially with what you're saying that it's like one of the greatest games. So it makes sense to me that it's on this list.
Yeah. So it makes sense to me too. I struggled a little bit with where I would have ranked it, or if I would have ranked it, because, like, yeah. I mean, one of the greatest games of all time, I think, and I think that a lot of people would say that. Not even like diehard Metroid people like me.
Yeah. Did I already ask you this? Do I have to play Prime 1, 2, and 3 to play 4 to understand what's going on in 4?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay.
No, most of the Metroid games will have like a little, like, story recap at the beginning that kind of like Super Metroid did, like, where it tells you what you need to know, and it typically does it in like 3 or 4 slides. Like, there's not a lot that you really need to be caught up on for Metroid Prime 4.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Number 16, Al. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I wish I could forget about this game, but here he is.
There he is, Kirby. I love him. And for all those not watching, just listening to us, if you recall back during the marathon, I got Andy a little crocheted Kirby, and I told him he had to keep it on his, like, work desk and around so that he'll always have a Kirby around him.
I've been trying to sneak it to Zora, and every time I do, Sam's like, "Don't do it."
Oh my god, I was just about to suggest how to do that, but I don't want to. I want you to keep it forever. It's so cute too. When I saw it, I was like, I have to get this because then it's a gift and he can't get rid of it.
Boo. You want to know something messed up? I have played and owned this game.
You played? I was about to ask, like, have we even played? I haven't played this. You played this?
Okay, so here's what happened. Okay.
How do I not remember this?
So when I was starting Omega Metroid, obviously this grudge with Kirby has been going for many years, right? And so our community manager at the time, a very lovely lady named Isabel, thought it would be funny to gift me this game. So she actually, like, mailed it to me.
Yes.
And I was just like, well, what the hell do I do with this? And so I was still the editor-in-chief of the writing staff at the time. And at the time, we were gearing towards making the best Zelda ever, I want to say, like, 2022 list. And I was looking at the 2021 stats, and I was like, I wasn't happy with how many Zelda games our staff hadn't played. Like, a lot of people hadn't played the Oracles. They hadn't played Four Swords. They hadn't played... they just, like, hadn't played a lot of games. And I was like, hey, guys, like, it's not a prerequisite that you need to play every Zelda game to rate for us, but, like, you should want to play some more of these games. And so I took a page out of the Andy Bernard school of motivation. So I was like, if you guys can play, like, if all of you can have, like, let's just say, like, one Zelda game that you haven't played by the end of the year, I will stream Kirby and the Forgotten Land for you. Okay? And by God, I did.
Oh, wow. I love that. I love that that was a motivator for other people to play like Zelda games that they maybe wouldn't have played.
People were just like, seriously, it was like in The Office when Andy Bernard is gonna tattoo his ass. Like,
Tattoo. Yeah.
they were like talking in the chat. They're like, how do I get past General Onyx here? Like, what's the best way to link up Force? And I was like, come on, guys, like, you know.
What would it take? What would it take that we have to get like ZD to do in order for you to tattoo Kirby on you somewhere?
It would have to be something monumental. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions, but it would have to be like, it would have to be monumental. Maybe if like
God.
every single person bought and played Metroid Prime 4, I'd get like a little Kirby on my ankle or something.
Oh my God,
I
that'd
don't
be
know.
wild.
Yeah. Anyways, this game, you know what? Kirby games are not like, they're very, very simple. Like, they're very simple. I will say this game looks spectacular though.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
The visuals are incredible, and the Kirby car thing is actually kind of fun. But like,
Okay.
yeah, I gotta say, other than that, I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's a Kirby game. You know,
I don't
it's
think
shallow.
I don't think if I even played this game, I would put it on my list.
Oh, it would not be anywhere on my list. No.
Yeah. So,
No.
good job for making it, Kirby.
There you go. Number 15, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So here we go, a game that I have not played and that you have.
Okay, let me talk about it a little bit. I feel like maybe 15 is a good spot for it. I think a lot of people really, really enjoyed the story of this game, and it's much more open world than Sword and Shield. I really struggled, I should say, that it was so finicky and janky and buggy, and even though like I'll play a broken game, that's fine. But you have a Pokemon game coming out in 2022, I think this came out. And it's like a mainline hardcore console Pokemon game, and you have it coming out in 2022, and just having it be that janky was just so weird to me. And like I also thought the story wasn't as good as Sword and Shield. I think like the open worldness was amazing. And then when I started playing it on the Switch 2, and the open world just like opened up even more, and there were so many more spawns, and like you could actually like see stuff without it glitching and without it lagging all the time. I was just like, "Oh my God, this is how it should have been from the beginning." And I was just so like, I loved it, but I was so frustrated. And then there's stuff about this game that I absolutely love. I love how like easy and accommodating it is for the people who are like the mega hunters who hunt shinies and all that kind of stuff. I'm one of those people. Shiny hunting has never been like better. I think the only problem is like maybe the shinies don't make the noise that they should in this game. I think that they continue to have events for this game that keep people coming back. For example, right now, since like late July, early August, they've been doing this like challenge for people to raid the like four like not pseudo legendaries. I'm pretty sure they're legendaries, but not the main legendaries, the box art legendaries. And you raid them, and everybody's supposed to like collectively do 1,000,000 raids, and then the developers will gift you the shiny of that Pokemon, which has been so successful. I'm pretty sure they just released the third one. And I think that's so cool that they keep doing that. So I think this is like perfectly fit on the list. There's a lot to love about it. There's some stuff that's really frustrating about it. And yeah, it's a good time. The terrestrialized stuff is pretty cool looking, although I like Dynamax and Gigantamax better. It's overall a fun time.
I'm just trying to look at the starter list here, and I remember feeling underwhelmed by the starters. I didn't love them, and I always get grass type, and I'm looking at the grass type starter, and yeah, I don't know. That this one to me didn't quite do it. I think the fire one looks like okay. The water one I thought was pretty weak. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I think that everybody really loved the initial starters, especially Fuecoco. But then Fuecoco evolves into like this skull something whatever, and he just looks really funny and funky and weird. And then you got Quaxley, which was actually pretty fun. I really like Meowscarada, that was the final evolution of Sprigatito. And that was my first time choosing a grass starter, and I really loved it. Was grass and dark type in the end, and I thought that was actually a fun combination. So I thought the starters were okay, actually.
I guess like because Sword and Shield was Decidui, right?
No, that
Or
was, I want to
was
say that was one more back, the
oh
Alolan
that you're
starter,
right, you're right.
Sun and Moon.
Yeah, you're right. Because I feel like that one was the last Pokemon starter that I was just like, hey, feels like a really like high level starter, and I guess I didn't feel that with any of them on the Switch, which is too bad. So, well, let's move on though. Actually, speaking of Decidueye, let's go to our number 14 game, Pokemon Legends. How do we say it, Al? Arceus.
Arceus. I, I love that we said that at the same time. That's so great. Yeah, Arceus is a good time actually. It's like really fun and like surprisingly, I know a lot of people were kind of like jiping about that too,
Yeah.
and how it looked, but at least it still ran better than Scarlet and Violet did initially.
Listen,
It's such a fun game.
the game looks terrible. We can just acknowledge that. It really does
It
look.
actually looked okay.
I think it looks pretty rough. Like it doesn't look like what a modern, like, you put this beside like Luigi's Mansion 3, or even like, for heaven's sakes, like Metroid Prime Remastered, like or even Kirby, okay? Like this is just like not to the level of that, which really seems weird because like Pokemon is like one of the biggest franchises in the entire world, like for anything, and it's like, why do these games look like they're being made on a budget? Like I don't know. But I think the actual game itself is like incredibly fun. Like incredibly fun. I had a really good time with it. I loved the basically like the open world like system, and like Pokemon, like finally no more random battles, which I don't like hate random battles in RPGs, but I think Pokemon needed that refresh. And
Yes.
I thought that this game was like really, really good, and just like a really good kind of like foundation for future Pokemon games to strive to, which is weird, which is I don't understand how Pokemon like Scarlet and Violet could be so bad and janky when it comes out. Again, like after this, you kind of figure you'd get it right, but yeah, I'm really excited for the second Pokemon Legends game. I'm going to be picking that up for sure. But
Yep.
yeah, and I love the regional variants here too as well. I thought they were really cool.
I think this game is like really fun because not only like did it get rid of the random encounters, but like the Pokédex was like easy to complete
Yeah.
without having exclusives. And the way it was done was really fun and different, where you were like researching the Pokemon and like collecting them in different ways so that you like would get the research on your Pokédex. And I thought
Mhm.
that was really cool. I love that like going back in time was really fun. I thought the story was pretty like compelling and like the twists were fun. And I like the connection to Diamond and Pearl with some of the characters and like the clans that they had. I thought that was cool. The different regions to explore were fun. I feel like I don't remember this game being as glitchy and bad looking as Scarlet and Violet was when it initially came out. So I feel maybe a little bit protective of the image of the Arceus, but I do remember there being moments where I was just like, wow, that Pokemon over there is looking like he's on drugs. So
Yeah. I think like the world itself just looked like it just kind of
it was a little bit empty feeling in some places,
Yeah.
but overall, like such a fun time. And that I also hear that shiny hunting is really fun and easy in that game. Not quite easy, but like when you get back in, I want to get back into it and shiny hunt in that game as well.
Okay, so just to quickly recap here, because I see a question in chat. We are ranking the top 25 Nintendo published games on the Nintendo Switch according to Zelda Dungeon's writing staff. So not our own lists, according to Zelda Dungeon's writing staff. And
Oh
we
yeah,
are
I guess
on.
I should say like the last two games that we talked about, I put those much higher on my own list. We haven't really been
I
saying
would
that.
have Arceus. God, I sound like you. Arceus higher on my list now. I think it would be pushing for top 10. Again, I wish I could remember I'd written down like what my top actual like list
I know I
was.
had them written down somewhere.
I
Just
know. I'm pretty sure this cracked my top 10, and I would do it again. I think
we'd make so many lists on this show. I can't keep them straight.
too many. Okay, number 13, Super Mario 3D All Stars. So I want to preface what I'm about to say here with, I think that Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Galaxy are two of the greatest games ever made. I think that Super Mario Sunshine is really fun. This game has no business being on this list.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay, like literally none. It is a like you look at like Metroid Prime Remastered, or you look at even Paper Mario, like Thousand Year Door, like those games actually had like some kind of enhancements done to them. This was just like literally 3 ROMs in a disc that Nintendo sold for $40 for like 3 months, and because they had nothing else because it was COVID, and there wasn't a single quality of life improvement made. Like I just like, you can't tell me that like you couldn't put dual analog controls in for Super Mario 64 or Sunshine or Galaxy, or put like the smallest bit of effort into these ports. I think that like these are like, if you want to play Super Mario 64, go play it on NSO. Like, this is not the way to play it. Like, I thought that this was one of the laziest ports that Nintendo ever did. It does not belong on this list, and yeah, it's literally the definition of like coasting, because like we have these great titles. I'll give it a little bit of slack here, because like this was the COVID. I think this came out November 2020. I could be wrong, but like it was right in around when COVID happened. So like I'm sure that like a lot of stuff got shuffled, but like this was a really lazy port.
I understand what you mean. In that it shouldn't be on this list. Like, obviously, all these games are great. But again, it's like an all stars. It's all mashed together. They weren't like updated in any way, or at least that I know of. And so it just seems weird, especially to have it so high up on this list when you've got like stuff like Pikmin, which is original. You've got stuff like Splatoon 2,
Yeah.
which again is original. Like, this should be so much higher than this on this list. And
This
this isn't
wouldn't
dissing
crack
anybody who created this list. This is just like, it's weird that it's here.
This would not crack my my top 25.
Yeah.
Not even in like first party Nintendo games. Like I just
Which
thought,
isn't to say that they wouldn't crack your top 25 as games themselves, just on this list.
Galaxy is probably the best Wii game, except for maybe Skyward Sword. Like, it is a spectacular game. Super Mario 64 is like a top 5 Nintendo 64 game. I'm not as high on Sunshine as other people, but like it's still a really fun game. And like the three of them together sounds like a dream. But like you got to do something to these games, or like even if you're not going to do that, like there is like some of the other collections that we've seen. I'm going to use a Rare Replay as an example. I don't know if I'm assuming you've never played that, but like there's a bunch of like archival footage and like just other like tidbits and like stuff in that game. This is like 3 ROMs in a cartridge. Here you go. That's it. Like I just, yeah, this one to me is just like, I remember having a bitter taste in my mouth playing this game, and not loving it.
Gotcha. Okay. Moving on.
Okay, number 12. This is really low.
So low. I'm actually mad about it.
Fire Emblem Three Houses. I am surprised, actually, because I had thought that this would rank a little bit higher. This is my number 3 game. I will say, like, obviously Fire Emblem is a fairly niche series, so we're talking about a list that is based on, like, what a collective, group of volunteer writers kind of put together, and not, like, critics who play these games for a living, right? So, like, I think if you were doing a critic list, you're going to see this game rank a lot higher. But even that being said, I thought that, like, I feel like there's a lot of people that really like Fire Emblem, Three Houses in particular, and I was expecting it to rank a little bit higher than it did. So, yeah, hey, you know what? I think it's one of the best Switch games. Yeah.
It's definitely like one of my best Switch games, and this is what happens when somebody finally convinces me to play something outside of my comfort zone, because I had never played a Fire Emblem game, and just like all the other games that you've hounded me about, you hounded me to play this, and I finally was looking at it and I was like, I think I could do this, and I did, and I sunk like hours and hours and hours into it because it was so fun, and I could still play it again like 3 more times and have a different experience because of all the different houses and different stories and different characters.
I played this game like 6 months ago. It was awesome.
I do like have had it on my like list, and the itch to replay it. It just hasn't been at the top of my list with all this other stuff going on. But like, it's so fun, and so I don't know, it's like the most unique thing that I've ever played, because not only is like this cool strategy game that I'm not quite used to, like I've played strategy games but not a lot of them, and then also the storytelling aspect in between, and then like stuff that I really like in my cozy games, which is like the romancing stuff and getting to know characters, and like really building your like close allies based on like the characters that you grow to love and like and all that kind of stuff. I think that's so cool. Like I understand that this is like created by our staff and our writing staff particularly, and we're a Zelda team, but like man, this should be so much higher.
Yeah. I mean, again, like it's okay. Like obviously, there's a lot of Zelda games that are going to be taking up
Yeah.
the top spots here. And hey,
Should at least
listen,
be higher than the next game.
well, I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, we obviously Zelda Dungeon attracts Zelda fans, so like that you're gonna see Zelda
Yeah.
games ranked higher than a lot of other
Yeah.
games. So, all right, number 11, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. So here's the thing about Age of Calamity. It's a really fun, really
It's
good
very
game.
fun. Yes. Yeah.
It's like what can you say? Like it's well done. It is a significant improvement over Hyrule Warriors, the first one. It actually has like a cohesive story and reason for all of this. Well, it does. Like it has a reason for your story.
Hmm.
It has purpose and it has like a fun integration of the Breath of the Wild abilities. Like let's give the game its due. I do think like unfortunately the reason that like a lot of people like us are more sour on the game is because like the deviation from what was promised and what fans expected versus what the final product was. And I'm not gonna let it off the hook for that, but like the game itself, like I can't understand why it's ranked this high. Like it is a fun game.
It's a very fun game. I agree that like it does a very good job of telling its story. The animation is beautiful, the story's fun. The graphics are really good. I haven't actually touched it since getting the Switch 2, and I'd be curious to see how much like improved the graphics are because while it is good on the Switch 1, it is hordes of monsters, so it can
Yeah.
get a little like finicky here and there, which is totally fine. Um I, I just so struggle with what they told us and then what we received, and it was just so weird that that happened. It was just like, why tell us one thing and then have it be like a totally different thing? And it just really kind of like dampened the experience for me. I don't think I'll ever touch this game again. It's kind of sad, but it's like a fun time. And it's weird because I'm so excited for Age of Imprisonment because I don't know because I know it's going to be fun because it's coming from the same people who created Age of Calamity, which I had a fun time playing. But there's more promise for it to be what they're telling us. So I don't know. I'm actually really looking forward to it, despite being a little jaded from this game. I would put
Uh,
it much lower on my list just because of the
it would be
feelings I
lower on
have.
my list too.
Yeah.
Probably top 25 though. I would say like a top 25 game, but it would certainly be lower on my list. And I will even say like I'm of the mind like with Age of Imprisonment, like you have to prove it to me. I'll believe it when I see it. You know,
Hmm.
in
I
terms of like
wonder.
that game's story.
I can't remember if I had this on my top 10 list just because I have played so few of like all the other Nintendo IP Switch games, but I can't remember to be honest. So
Hmm.
somebody let me know.
Okay, number 10, Metroid Dread, my number 2 Switch game. I actually have to say, Al, I don't hate that it's top 10 on this list. You
That's
know,
fair.
like considering Metroid is a smaller series and one that I don't know if there's like a ton of crossover in the Venn diagram between Zelda and Metroid. Like there's me, I think there's Rod. I think that's like there's not a lot of people at Zelda Dungeon that I can point to that I know on the writing team even that are like really into Metroid. So I think the fact that like this game cracked the top 10 when you've seen some of the other kind of heavy hitters like Three Houses or Arceus or you know any of the other get like Pikmin 4. I think that that's actually like not too bad. So I don't know if people were expecting me to be upset about this placement, but I actually think that it's like perfectly fine. Like obviously on my own list, this would be much higher, but
Yeah.
I don't have a bone to pick with this being in the top 10.
I get what you're saying, and I actually think that sounds good too. Like it sounds really cool that it made it into the top 10 of a list made by Zelda fans.
There we go. Okay, number 9, Skyward Sword HD. I wouldn't. Okay, so again, Skyward Sword is one of my favorite games, like ever. Okay,
Yeah.
and again, this is like the definitive probably way to play Skyward Sword. I would say. Um,
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I don't know that I would put it in my top 10 though. Again, just because I think this is a Wii game and it's not a Switch game. I will say though, like Nintendo did go and they did a lot of stuff to this game, and I know that people were complaining that they didn't do more, but like I think just changing the control scheme like alone is like such a big deal for this game and like the people that had a tough time with it. So um, I I understand where it's ranked, why it's ranked here. I wouldn't have it in that high on my list just because of my own criteria, but I mean, I think Skyward Sword is one of the greatest games ever made. So
Um, Again, I can't remember if this is one of those that I have on my list or not, just because I've played like, like I'm gonna support all the Zelda games being top 10, but I can't remember. But I do think that this is an exceptional game that even though we're talking about a port here and like a slightly updated version of Skyward Sword, which was a really good Wii game,
hmm.
I feel like it stands out on the Switch because of the enhanced controls, because it just visually looks better, because of some of the quality of life improvements when it comes to like saving and going up and down between the sky. I I feel like it's so like it was. I've been saying this since before it came out on the Switch. This game is like made to be on the Switch, so I think it fits perfectly here, and I'm okay with it being here on this list.
Okay, number 8, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think this is fine. Like
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's
for
fine
our
too.
staff, this wouldn't be.
I'd put this a little bit lower, I think.
I don't know if this would be a top 20 Switch game for me, but I'm just like not the biggest Mario Kart guy in
Hmm.
general. Like I played Mario Kart World for like 2 weeks and got bored and kind of put it away. Like it doesn't hold my attention very much. But you know there was a lot of nights where we were playing Mario Kart as a team, and those were fun nights. And
Hmm.
I will say like I think in terms of like Mario Kart, this is probably the best Mario Kart game, right? Like
Yeah, I would say this is like until World came out, I would say this is definitely the best Mario Kart game. And
oh, I
I
think
would
this is better than World.
Oh, okay.
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't played enough of World to have that opinion yet. The problem with Mario Kart games is like it's more fun to play with other people. So I haven't really had the chance to play a lot of World, but I have had the chance to play a lot of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, just not in a few years. And it's so much fun. It's such a fun time when you're with friends and you're just having a blast, like shoving each other off the Rainbow Road, and it's just such a fun time. And it's a huge collective of all this like retro stuff too, like when they did the DLCs and added like old tracks, and huge collective of all these different bikes and all these different characters. And so I think it's a really fun time. I think it deserves to be high up on the list. I don't know if it is high up on my list personally, but I think it deserves that spot just
Hmm.
because of what it is and like how popular it is.
Yeah, I don't take any umbrage with it at number 8, fittingly at number 8. I think it's fine. Like it's a fine pick, and I think we've all played and enjoyed Mario Kart at some point in the last
Yes.
oh God 8 years since the Switch came out. So number 7, here we go. The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. I will
Ooh.
say this. I think 7 is a bit rich for me for this game.
I was gonna say it might be a little high, but it's still such a fun Switch game that I enjoyed. But it might be a little high. I feel like there's a lot more that I enjoyed than Echoes, but it's
Yeah.
still a really fun time, a really charming, simple fun time.
This is certainly a top 20 Switch game. It's probably a
Mhm.
top 15 Switch game. I just yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't quite beat some of those other heavy hitters. I guess like I also like a little bit of variety too, right? So like I play like a lot of different games, not just like
Mhm.
kind of Zelda focus. So I understand why this game is like ranked. I will say in the context of this list being written by like Zelda people, I'm surprised that it's not higher. Actually, there is a game that I thought that it could have swapped spots with, and I would have been fine with that. But um, yeah, I think that it's fine for this list. It wouldn't be as high on my list though.
I wonder if it's a little bit lower than you were expecting just because maybe it's newer and there's so many other Switch games that have come out since its launch that like maybe this just hasn't had enough time to like ruminate with all of us to move up the list, I guess.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Could be. All right, number 6. I think this is totally fine. Super Smash
I
Bros. Ultimate.
yeah. I agree, and for all the same reasons that I said about Mario Kart.
Yeah, totally. Like
Literally the same
copy and
thing.
paste them. I will say,
Yeah.
like, I like Smash a lot more, and this is about where Smash would be on my list. It probably lives somewhere in that like 10 to like 5 area, depending on the day.
Hmm.
So I think that's totally fine. I've played a ton of this game, and you know what? I will say I really, really enjoyed World of Light in Smash Bros. Like,
Hmm.
I thought that was really fun, actually. And I was not,
I
I did not think it looked fun when I saw it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I remember like people were kind of like, ugh, like when like it was introduced and stuff. But then when people like initially played it, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I have to say I haven't played like a lot of Smash Bros. But like for all the same reasons in Mario Kart, like it just deserves to be in a high spot for like favorite, top favorite Switch games. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like it here.
Okay, number 5. The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening from
Is this one
2019.
you were thinking Echoes
Yeah.
would switch with?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Listen, so Link's Awakening is one of my favorite Zelda games. This is rich for me, number 5. Like, even for the context of like this is written by Zelda Dungeon volunteer writing staff.
Mhm.
And like obviously like the game looks absolutely beautiful. The engine has been rebuilt. It's like this is an incredible from ground up remake. Like I'm not trying to take away anything from this game. I don't know. I guess I was like a bit surprised. Maybe a lot of people played Link's Awakening for the first time. And I just was like, yeah, this is a really great like looking reimagining of this classic Zelda game that I love to play. But and I really liked this game, but I can't say that it put its hooks in me. Like I haven't played it since it came out because and I have played Link's Awakening DX multiple times since it came out. A lot of them for the Zelda Dungeon Marathon, but like there's something about that game I feel like that does hook me. This one I don't know. Like I guess I'm like a little bit surprised to see it as high as this, but I don't know. What do you think?
I guess I'm kind of in the same boat where I'm a little surprised. I don't think this makes my top 10. This
No.
is like it's such a fun game, and it was my first time playing Link's Awakening. But again, I haven't picked it up either. I do feel like maybe Echoes, in my opinion, just for me personally, is better than Link's Awakening. I love going back and forth on the posts, and I'm looking at the two like official art titles of these games, and they're so similar of Echoes and Link's Awakening. They're so close to each other. It's so cute. I love it. But yeah, I wouldn't put this on my top 10 list. I don't think it's fun. So I am a little surprised, and I'm a little surprised that it's so high up compared to like games like Three Houses and Pikmin. But it's
Yeah.
okay that it's here.
Yeah, it totally is okay. It's there. I'm with you. It's a little. I wouldn't have it in my top 10. Let's just say, but again, I think like if you were to ask me about the greatest Game Boy game of all time, Link's Awakening might be number 1. It might be. I don't know. Okay, number 4. Here's where the list. I'm just like, okay, all of these make sense to me. So I actually don't have like anything too controversial to say here. But I have not played number 4, Al, and I know that you have, and that is Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yes, I'm sure this is in my top 3. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'll go back after this and be like, what was I even talking about? This is Animal Crossing is such a like substantial, hearty, feel good, you really get the bang for your buck Switch game. Like it's so fun. It has so much like to deliver. You have so much freedom of what to do with your island, of who to have on your island, of like the decorating, the lawn making, the fishing, the collecting. It's so fun. And I know people are still playing it. I think Nintendo gave up on it a little too early. I think they could have dragged this out
They could have.
a lot longer. But maybe it's because were starting up on the next Animal Crossing game. I think when we made our lists of like stuff we wanted to see on the Switch too, I was like, within the first year, I was like, let's get that next Animal Crossing game. Yeah, it's just like it's very wholesome, and I think it makes a lot of sense for where it is on this list, considering like how popular it is and like when it came out.
I feel like, yeah, you got to talk about the circumstance around when it came
Yes.
out. Like this basically came out like as COVID-19 was hitting the
Literally
entire
the
world.
same week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that this was like the connection for a lot of people. Like this game I think was lightning in a bottle. Like I don't know that you'll ever see another Animal Crossing game be quite like this. It was the perfect game at the not the perfect time, but like it was the perfect game when it needed when the world needed a game like this came out,
Yeah.
you know?
No kidding.
Like honestly, and I will say like Animal Crossing is never really it's not really my thing. I've tried and I just like it's just not really my thing. Same with Stardew, same with the Chocolate Factory, whatever. But like
That's not even out yet.
whatever. Those types of games, just they're not for me. But like I will say like this. I totally get why this is number 4 and totally support that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, number 3, Super Mario Odyssey. I think I had it at number 3 on my list, or maybe number 4 actually. And I mean, like, yep, yeah.
I can't remember if I even had it on my top 10 list, just because once again I'm not the biggest Mario fan. But when it first came out, like a few months after the Switch came out, it was like I had a lot of fun with it. I played through it once. I didn't really go back and do any of the collectibles or anything, but I had a joyful, fun time with it. And I know that it's like very popular and that everybody really loves this and is looking forward to a second one. And so I totally understand why it's here on this list. It wouldn't be on mine, but I understand why it's here.
Yeah, I just like think that this is like such an incredible like Mario game. I often wonder like what is the best 3D Mario game, and my nostalgia tells me that it's Mario 64. My like I think that Mario Galaxy has a really fun like premise and a real strong argument too. But like if someone were to say like make the case as Mario Odyssey for being the best Zelda game or the best Mario game, excuse me, like I would totally have time for that argument. Like this is the best Mario game ever. Like I could totally listen to that argument. I might even make it myself depending on the day.
Fair enough.
So, okay, number 2. Can we do 2 and 1 together?
Yeah, let's do them together.
Okay. No surprise. Number 2, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, and number 1, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. So, I think that there is no other option for number 1 other than Breath of the Wild. This game was more than a video game. It was more than a Zelda game. It was more than a Nintendo game. This was like the game that like Nintendo, everything was riding on Breath of the Wild. Everything. Like this game had so much pressure on it, and not only like delivered and went above the expectations that it had. Like I just like this game is it's one of those rare, not even once in a generation games, but like once every like just like a shooting star kind of a game where it's just like this transcends like what like almost like what a video game like can be almost like it really saved, redefined, and it might have been the most important Nintendo game ever made. So like I think like number 1 is indisputable.
Yes, I agree with you. I think it set the tone for the Switch's lifetime. Like not just Zelda, but like the Switch as a console. And so I would agree. And gosh, I really wish I remembered what my top 3 were, but I'm sure these 2 games were intermingled in the top 3. So I like it's crazy because you have like what set the tone, and then you have what like evolved the tone in my opinion. So I like that these 2 are here, and I think you're right. I think it only makes sense that Breath of the Wild is number 1.
Yeah. So let's talk about number 2. Number 2 I think is I mean listen, I get it. I would not have that on my top 10 list. It would probably be somewhere in my top 20. I will say I did have a lot of fun replaying Tears of the Kingdom with the Zelda notes, but I was looking for something different. I was looking for something that felt more removed from just being more Breath of the Wild, and I don't think that Tears of the Kingdom delivered on that. And it does a lot of really great things. Like, it has a lot of really, really great dungeons and cool story moments and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think that it does enough to really separate that from Breath of the Wild for me. So I wouldn't be I wouldn't be like super high on this for my own personal list. I mean, obviously, like, I get why it's here.
Yeah. I feel like I totally respect that that's your opinion of it. Though when I want to say, like, when I was replaying Breath of the Wild and doing that 100% run, because my, like, what was recently in my brain of Hyrule was from Tears, I was like, wow, they actually really did change a lot of the landscape, and like stuff that was happening in the world like changed how you explored Hyrule in certain regions. So like, of course, the lava being all dried up in on Death Mountain, the Gerudo Canyon being completely flooded in Tears, that being an underground like whole cave system under the desert. So like, to me, that's why I say evolved the tone, because it took what Breath of the Wild already did in such an amazing way and then just evolved it into maybe not a totally different experience, but into an enhanced, fun experience that was different enough for me to have it really high on the list.
I totally respect that. I think, like, I would be in the minority for sure, but yeah, I no problem with Tears of the Kingdom at number 2. I think if it was number 1, I might have been just like, what are we doing? But I just think, like, Breath of the Wild is so, like, indisputably number 1 that I have to imagine, like, the gap was big between those. So
Oh, I don't know what the gap would be between those.
I don't know either, actually. Yeah,
you should ask.
Okay, well, were there any games that you felt were Nintendo published that were omissions from this list? I've got a couple that I want to just quickly talk about.
I will get back to everybody in the Zelda Cast chat.
Okay. I am going to say, I think, like, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and 2 missing is pretty... I like, again, like, it's a niche series, but, like, those games I feel like were some of the best, like, RPGs on the Switch. And, like, really, if you like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like, those games are for you. Like, these are sprawling open worlds with, like, a really fun battle system, really cool and sensible story. Maybe not 2, actually. 2 is kind of a story, but the rest of it, like 3 and Xenoblade Chronicles X for that matter, are really cool stories. So those ones I just wanted to shout out. I would have Snipper Clips in my top 25 games.
You okay?
I would. I'm pretty sure Nintendo published that game. That game to me is just, like, so unbelievably fun and crazy, and just, like, I mean, it would be on the lower tier of my top 25 games, but, like, I would certainly have it in there. So, like, Snipper Clips I wanted to shout out. And
where is ARMS at in all of this?
I guess it didn't make the cut. Does ARMS make the cut for your top 25, Val?
No, I don't think I've ever played it.
I played the demo of ARMS, actually.
I think I played the demo. Yeah, that makes sense.
It would not make the cut for my...
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that Ring Fit Adventure should be in the top 25. Like, you know, listen, I hate working out, but I think that was, like, really fun, actually, for what it was intended to be. So I think that one would have been one that I put in. And what else? Is there anything else that's sticking out to me here? You know what? Maybe new Pokemon Snap would be like 25 or 24. Just because it looked really, really cool. Like, it was just like a nice little game you could sit down and, you know, just play. No pressure. I don't know.
Wow, I wonder what other games are like that. No pressure, cozy, charming.
What can I say? Pokemon Snap has an ending to it, though, you know? Like, Animal Crossing just has no ending, so I think that's the thing for me.
There's an ending. There's credits. Well, yeah.
I don't know. We've got Rhythm Heaven still to come out, actually, for Nintendo Switch. And, who could forget this title? Tamagotchi Life, Living the Dream. Both coming out in 2026 for the Nintendo
Wow.
Switch.
I feel really bad because I was like, I got my Switch OLED and I'm still gonna play it after Switch 2 comes out. I haven't touched it.
Yeah.
I feel bad about that.
Okay, well there it is. Let us know what you agree with, disagree with. If you would have anything altered on your own list, let us know over on Discord. We'd love to get some feedback. And thank you to our writing staff for putting this list together. It's very, very interesting. Definitely some differences, that I would have on my own list, but that's what makes these lists great. So
I
awesome,
want to
awesome
say,
job.
like, I'm gonna go back. Yeah, definitely, really good job to the writing team for putting this together. I think I'm gonna go back and listen to that episode because I think our criteria was slightly different. Like, even between you and me, our criteria was slightly
Yeah,
different. For me, it was like what games I enjoyed playing on the Switch, and I think you was specifically released on the Switch.
right.
Like,
Mine had to be like they had
originally
to come
released.
out on the Switch. So like Skyward Sword was like ineligible on my list, as was Metroid
Yeah.
Prime Remastered.
Yeah, whereas me, since I hadn't played as many of the different IPs as you had, I was like, I'm just gonna go with my top 10 that I
Yeah.
enjoyed playing on the Switch. So I'm gonna go back and listen just so I remember what the heck I was talking about because that was a while ago
It
and I
was.
don't remember what I did yesterday except drive. So
There you go.
yeah,
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here, Al?
nope, I'm good. This was a fun episode.
See you in what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah, something like that, maybe
Yeah.
3-ish, 2.5.
What do you think the chances that we get a Nintendo Direct in September are when we are
Oh
both
my
away from like
God.
our recording stuff?
Oh my God,
Are we
that'd be
saying like
so annoying.
90%, 95%?
Let's put it out there, 95%.
Oh boy. Okay, everybody. That is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for tuning into this marathon episode of the podcast here. And of course, we got some plugging to do before we get out of here. So we'll start off with give us a subscription wherever you get your podcasts. And you know what? Give us a like too. Maybe a recommendation, a review. A review would be spectacular, actually. I don't do enough of a good job reading those reviews, but I do pop in every now and then and read them. I also want to shout out everybody on Spotify, leaving comments. I've been trying to poke in every now and then, so we see you and we appreciate you there as well. And give us a follow over on Blue Sky at Spiteri316, at Allison Alethan, at the Zelda Cast. And my friends, we talked about it earlier. If you want to take your Zelda Cast love to the next level, we do have a Patreon. Zelda Cast XL is the bonus show that we do over there. I am recording next Saturday with Goo, and we are going to be pumping out some new episodes there. So that is patreon.com/SPNet. And if you ever do want to watch these streams, check us out over on Twitch, twitch.tv/ZeldaCast, or get out over to Zelda Dungeon's YouTube page as well. You can watch these full episodes there. Join our Discord, talk about the episode with us, and that, my friends, is going to do it. So, until next week, everybody, take care.
Bye.
Hey everyone! If you enjoyed this clip and want to see more of the Zelda Cast, make sure to head over to your favorite podcast platform of choice and subscribe. There are over 200 episodes in the vault that will provide you with hundreds of hours of Zelda content for you to enjoy. You can listen to us when you're on a walk, fighting Ganon, trying to sleep, whatever. And if you want to see these shows as they happen, make sure to head over to twitch.tv/the Zelda Cast, where you can watch our beautiful faces talk about Zelda every single week. Don't miss out, and we'll see you next time.